The winds continues the N.J. Dawood translation of Al-Quran. In the name of Allah, the compassionate, the merciful, by the dust scattering winds and the heavily laden clouds, by the swiftly gliding ships, and by the angels who deal out blessings to all men, that which you are promised shall be fulfilled, and the last judgment shall surely come to pass. By the heaven with its starry highways, you contradict yourselves. None but the perverse turn away from the true faith. Perish the liars who dwell in darkness and are heedless of the life to come. When will the day of judgment be? They ask. On that day they shall be scourged in the fire, and a voice will say to them, taste this, the punishment which you have sought to hasten. The righteous shall dwell amidst gardens and fountains, and shall receive what their Lord will give them. For they have done good works, sleeping but little in the night time, praying at dawn for Allah's pardon, and sharing their goods with the beggars and the deprived. On earth and in yourselves there are signs for firm believers. Can you not see? Heaven holds your sustenance and all that you are promised. I swear by the Lord of heaven and earth that this is true as you are speaking now. Have you heard the story of Abraham's honored guests? They went into him and said, peace, peace. He answered, and seeing that they were strangers, he took himself to his family and returned with the fatted calf. He placed it before them, saying, will you not eat? He grew afraid of them, but they said, have no fear, and told him he was to have a son, endowed with knowledge. His wife came crying and beating her face. Surely I am a barren old woman, she said. Such is the will of your Lord. They replied, he is the wise one, the all-knowing. Messengers, said Abraham, what is your errand? They replied, we are sent forth to a wicked nation, so that we may bring down on them a shower of clay stones, marked by your Lord for the destruction of the sinful. We saved all the faithful in the town. We found but one household of true believers, and left therein a sign for those who fear the woeful scourge. In Moses, too, there was a sign. We sent him forth to Pharaoh with clear authority, but he turned his back. He and his nobles, saying, a sorcerer or a madman. So we seized him and his warriors and cast them into the sea. Indeed, he deserved much blame. In the fate of Ad, there was another sign. We let loose on them a blighting wind, which pounded into dust all that is swept before it, and in the mood they were allowed to take their ease a while, but they disobeyed the commandments of their Lord. The thunderbolt struck them as they looked on. They could not rise up from their fall, nor did they gain their end. And the people of Noah before them, they too were envious men. We built the heaven with our might, giving it a vast expanse, and stretched the earth beneath it. Gracious is he who spread it out, and all things we have made in pairs, so that you may give thought. Therefore seek Allah. I come from him to warn you plainly. Set up no other deity besides Allah. I come from him to warn you plainly. And thus, whenever an apostle came to those that flourished before them, they cried, sorcerer or madman. Had they handed down this cry from one generation to the next, surely they are transgressors all. Give no heed to them. You shall incur no blame. Exhort them. Exhortation helps the true believers. I created the jinn and mankind only that they might worship me. I demand no livelihood of them, nor do I ask that they should feed me. Allah alone is the munificent giver, the mighty one, the invincible. Those that now do wrong shall meet their predecessors' doom. Let them not challenge me to hurry it on. Woe then to the unbelievers when the threatened day arrives. And those three verses, 56, 57, and 58, the purpose of life, of us beings with choice, why, and a response. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ مَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُم مِّن رِّزْقٍ وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَن يُطْعِمُونِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الرَّزَّاقُ ذُو الْقُوَّةِ الْمَتِينُ. And yeah, the same claims against prophets are made again and again. And, prophets have to come again and again to tell humanity the same things.